Good morning and welcome to Wayne State University. We are pleased to have you here for the launch of Warriors on the Rise, a partnership that reflects our shared belief in the power of education to transform lives and communities. Warriors on the Rise is Wayne State's cutting-edge assured admissions program for Detroit Public School Community District students. Beginning in their junior year, DPSCD students who earn a 3.0 GPA or higher and complete the required coursework in English language arts and math become eligible for guaranteed admission to Wayne State. While transparent, making it easier for students and families to see a direct path to higher education. But Warriors on the Rise is more than a guaranteed admissions program. It's a commitment to walk alongside Detroit students as they prepare for their futures. From peer mentoring and academic advising to career readiness workshops, family financial aid sessions, and opportunities to explore campus life through dual enrollment and events, this program ensures students feel supported every step of the way. Today, you will hear from important leaders in our community who have worked close in collaboration with Wayne State to bring Warriors on the Rise to life. You'll also hear from some students themselves who will share the impact and importance of these very pathways that we work to continue to create together. To begin, I'd now like to introduce Dr. Lori M. Luzon-Clabo, Wayne State University's Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Provost Clabo is the Chief Academic Officer at Wayne State, overseeing the academic mission of Wayne State University, including the academic schools and colleges and all matters related to student performance and retention, housing, residential life, student support, success and engagement, and academic policies and decisions. She has a strong background in academic leadership and is nationally recognized expert in interprofessional education. Please join me in welcoming Provost Clabo.
You can see how well Charles and I coordinated that. Thank you, Charles. And good morning. On behalf of the entire university leadership team and President Espy, I welcome you to Wayne State University for the official launch of Warriors on the Rise. I am so grateful to be here with you today to celebrate this momentous occasion with partners, colleagues, students, and families, all who join us in believing in the power of education to transform lives and improve communities. Before we begin, I would ask that you please join me in a round of applause to recognize and thank the organizers of today's event. As an institution of access, Wayne State is dedicated to creating new pathways to education for anyone who wants to pursue a college degree. Today is an important moment for Wayne State, for the Detroit Public Schools Community District, and most significantly, for Detroit high school students whose journeys we are here to support. This historic partnership is more than a recruitment initiative. It is a shared commitment to build a clear and affordable path to life-changing education. And this partnership will have an incredible impact on incoming students. It takes what we've learned through our Student Success 2.0 Every Warrior Rises initiative and extends those resources to our community's high school students. Those include personalized university support, learning by doing, access to additional resources to support success, and fostering real belonging in the Wayne State University community. We know that these things are the levers that drive student success, and we are thrilled to extend these services to future warriors. I'm deeply grateful to Vice Provost Daryl Gardner and Charles Cotton for their leadership of our Student Success 2.0 initiatives. Dr. Cotton leads our strategic enrollment efforts, while Dr. Gardner and his team ensure student success and retention efforts. In other words, they work together to to make sure our warriors graduate. Please join me in thanking them both. You know, I frequently say that there are no walls between Wayne State and the city of Detroit. Since 1868, Wayne State has been working with the city of Detroit to advance education and create innovative solutions to the world's most pressing challenges. Today, we remain committed to creating opportunities for students before they even step foot on our campus. This new partnership is a pillar of our prosperity agenda, and it displays the innovative ways Wayne State has always worked with the city to expand access to not just a university education, but world-class education at a top 100 public university in our nation. It builds on the wide range of scholarships and grants and support programs such as the Wayne State Guarantee and the Heart of Detroit Tuition Pledge, which allow 6 in 10 of Wayne State's incoming undergraduate students to attend college tuition-free. And while this partnership is indeed the first of its kind, it will potentially lay groundwork for additional partnerships with districts across the state. We are honored to launch this with DPSCD, the largest school district in the state, right here in our hometown in the city of Detroit. I want to thank everyone who's worked tirelessly to make Warriors on the Rise possible. Today's ceremonial signing will formalize our partnership, but the work began with creative conversations and a commitment to the future of our community. I am deeply grateful to all who contributed to this work, and I look forward to hearing the stories of our students today and for years to come, of their success, their resilience, and prosperity that will inspire us all. Thank you. And now, if you will please turn your attention to the video screens.
Let's talk about a place in Detroit. If you haven't been in a while, you might not recognize it. And even if you visit every day, you'll always find something surprising happening. Whatever you take to get there, the Lodge, or 94, or Woodward, you're on the road to the future. It's 200 acres of discovery and change and impact, where 24,000 scholars go to better the world every day, where innovation is hard at work, making and keeping promises, where our reputation precedes us and gets recognized nationwide. It's where opportunity isn't reserved for the select few, but where education and a career can be pursued and earned by anyone willing to put in the hard work. It's about lifting up and empowering our community and starting right down the block, because the future is a lot more prosperous when it's shared. This is a place in Detroit like no place else in the world, and it couldn't be more life-changing to the 300,000 alumni worldwide who proudly call themselves Warriors. Wayne State University, open to anyone with a dream of their own. Anyone. All you have to be is Warrior Strong.
I'd now like to introduce our next guest speaker. Alicia Merriweather currently serves as Deputy Superintendent for Partnerships, Innovation, and Whole Child Support for Detroit Public Schools Community District, supervising behavioral health, physical health and nursing, code of conduct, career and technical education, adult education, the district's charter school, as well as partnerships and donation. She has worked in Detroit Public Schools for over 25 years as a teacher and administrator, and is a lifelong resident of the city of Detroit. Alicia is a graduate of Detroit Renaissance High School, the University of Michigan, and Wayne State University. Please join me in welcoming Alicia Merriweather.
All right, good morning, everyone. You know, one of the favorite things that I like to say is there's always good things happening in Detroit, and today is a great day in Detroit. The Wayne State University team that came to DPSCD with this idea, so I want to be clear, this came from the president of Wayne State University who had done a similar project in a previous university, and she said, I really think that this needs to happen in Detroit. I want to figure out a way to make sure that students coming out of DPSCD have guaranteed admission to Wayne State University. And we started the conversation, had a few emails, had a few Teams calls. Here we are. Now, it wasn't that simple, but the point was that there were willing partners. And I think everyone in the room can appreciate the opportunity that will come from a guaranteed admission. What that means is, to be clear, we will have a data sharing agreement, the district and Wayne State University, where we will actually identify the students who qualify without them actually having to do anything. That's what guaranteed admission means. So I want to be clear that we now, after they're admitted, there are things they're going to have to do. But do you understand the difference that makes? Is that the district will take the ownership of communicating with Wayne State University on who are the qualifying students. Wayne State University will then issue a guaranteed admission letter. After that, the student and their family will be invited to different events, different support, paired up with people, and then they have to take the next steps of actually completing the application and enrolling, but they're already admitted. It takes out that anxiety, honestly, of the actual application, worrying if you're going to get in. It is a guaranteed admission. And then beyond that, what was already mentioned, but I want to reinforce for anyone listening, not only the Detroit Promise, not only the Heart of Detroit, all of these scholarships that are available to young people now. I always say it is a great time to be a young person in the city of Detroit because when I was coming up, I did graduate from Renaissance High School, and pretty much all of my class was accepted to college, right? 25% of our class went to the University of Michigan. The number one issue when I was coming out of high school at Renaissance was, how am I going to pay for this? And that was a struggle. It was a real struggle. And there were those of us that stayed in touch as we went through college, helping each other out, trying to make bills. Our kids today don't have to face that, but they still have a lot of barriers. And one of those barriers, honestly, is the college admission process. And so we are intent on working with Wayne State University on breaking down this first barrier. And Wayne State University is committed to bringing along support. Because my second piece, yes, okay, they're guaranteed in. I want them to finish. I want them to finish, and I want them to finish strong. And so we have put some structures together with Wayne State University to help our young people not only get into Wayne State, but what? Graduate from Wayne State University. And so I am a proud Phoenix from Renaissance High School, Wolverine from the University of Michigan, and Warrior from Wayne State University. And I think I always start with Renaissance High School being my first diploma because it matters. High school graduation is not guaranteed for everyone. And so I always start with that. And then the second piece is that bachelor's degree. And so to all the counselors in the room, I hope you get, I mean, these things are a little like, okay, how many more people are going to talk? But this is an exciting day. It really, really is. And so can I hear a cheer? Can I hear a yes. And then just for my own knowledge, how many people in the room are Wayne State University graduates? I am curious. Yes, look at all these warriors, or Tartars before, but what warriors? So I am just extremely excited to be here, and to all of the school counselors in the room. What you do matters a lot, and that is why we chose to have this announcement here with you, because not only Wayne State University coming forward with this opportunity, what you do every day in terms of talking to young people about choices they're making, where they're going, how they're going to get there, it matters. And so I just want to say thank you on behalf of the district, on behalf of Wayne State. Thank you to the school counselors for all that you do. And for our team from DPSCD, Danielle, Nicole, Dr. Jacobs, all the team. I don't know if Raven is over there, but can you guys stand up? This is the team from DPSCD who made this happen. So People are always working on behalf of our young people, just like you are. You don't always see it, and they don't always see what you're doing. But I just want to say thank you. And to Wayne State University, you will always be the first. I do hope other universities pick up on this, and I hope other districts pick up on this. But Wayne State was the first, and we will never forget that. Thank you.
I'd now like to introduce Sakia Lee, Executive Director of the Detroit College Access Network. Sakia brings extensive experience in advancing educational opportunity and community collaboration. She holds a bachelor's degree in communication from Eastern Michigan University and a master's degree in counseling education from Wayne State University. Please join me in welcoming Sakia Lee.
Well, good morning again, everyone. It is a great day to be a warrior. I have to change that and just start saying I went to Wayne State. We can leave. No, okay, I'm joking. My name is Sakia Lee, and I am the Executive Director of the Detroit College Access Network. Y'all just spent 30 minutes with me, so don't worry. I don't have a bunch of data points, and I'm going to stick to the script. I want to thank Dr. Cotton, Dr. Espy, and the entire Wayne State family for having me here today to share some remarks. The Warriors on the Rise program is more than just an admissions pathway. It is a statement of confidence in our young people, particularly those who have demonstrated commitment and persistence by maintaining a 3.0 GPA or higher and in themselves. I don't have to tell you that right now it's a very difficult time. It's a great time to be a teenager, but it's also a very difficult time as they contend with a lot of different messages about going off to college. Every single day in higher education, we get a new email that frightens us. But when I saw this email in my inbox, it just made me smile so much, and I'm so excited for our youth. This announcement aligns with what we see daily in our work. At DCAN, we support over 50 high schools across Detroit, partnering with counselors and advisors who stand on the front lines with our students, not behind them, but with them. We see firsthand the late night study sessions, the pep talks after a tough test, and the determination it takes for young people to rise above it all. Today, these efforts are being honored in a very tangible way with an open door to one of Michigan's leading research universities right here in the heart of Detroit. I also want to tell you that I just came back from New Orleans from a national college access conference, and there were a lot of states across the country that were raising their hands saying they had a similar program like this. And I was like, man, if Detroit just only. But little did I know, two of my favorite partners to work with were already thinking about our students. This matters because Detroit students are capable, ambitious, and resilient, yet too often systemic barriers, racial, financial, informational, or structural, stand in the way of their aspirations. With the Warriors on the Rise program, Wayne State University and DPSCD are removing a lot of those barriers. They are affirming that what we already know, that Detroit students not only deserve the opportunity to attend college, but that when given the chance, they rise to the occasion. On behalf of DCAN, I want to congratulate Wayne State University and Detroit Public Schools for your leadership. You are modeling what it looks like when higher education and K-12 align for success. This is a proud day for Detroit and a powerful step forward ensuring that every student in the city has not only a dream, but a destination. And let me tell you that people watch whenever something's happening in Detroit, we know that change is happening in the world. Thank you.
I'd now like to introduce our first student ambassador, Sakai Bradley, a Wayne State University student in the School of Law and a proud graduate of Renaissance High School. Ms. Bradley is pursuing a degree in law with double minors in African American Studies, also my African American Studies graduate, and Asian Studies with a concentration in Japanese. She is committed to advocating for underrepresented communities and aspires to work globally in international law with a focus on pro bono services. At Wayne State, Ms. Bradley has served in leadership roles such as an orientation leader and vice president of the Towers Residential Suites Community Council, and she has worked with nonprofits across Detroit through Alternative Spring Break. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Bradley.
Good morning, everybody, again for the third time now, and thank you so much for that introduction. I don't even know when I sent you that. My name is Sakai Bradley, and as it was already mentioned, I am a proud Phoenix and also a proud graduate of the Detroit Public Schools, Detroit Public Schools Community District. And now I'm a very active and very prideful student leader here at Wayne State University, and I'm honored to be here to share my student perspective and celebrate Warriors on the Rise. So, to be completely candid, Wayne State was not my first choice. I'm sorry, Provost. Honestly, I just didn't learn much about it in high school because there's this stigma for DPSCD students and students across the world that in-state schools won't give them new opportunities. And I'm proud to say that now I understand there's a lot of strength and there's a lot of promise that happens when you go to school in your backyard, but it was just something I didn't understand then. Coming from Renaissance, I had access to one of the best college readiness programs in the city, but as prepared as I thought I was, I still had to balance my dreams with financial reality. And that is what brought me to Wayne State. But from the very first day, when I moved on campus, I realized that Wayne State was nothing like I expected. I didn't know it all. The campus, the people, the opportunities, so many opportunities. It was a whole new world that I didn't want to miss out on anymore. I didn't want to hide from. And so that's why I chose to stay at Wayne State, and that's why I choose to stay at Wayne State. I made my first new connections volunteering across the city during alternative spring break, and since then, Wayne State has continued to restore my pride for Detroit. I've been able to pay for school through consistent campus employment and supportive employers. I've grown as a leader, and most recently, while serving as the secretary of the WSU Student Senate and orientation lead. I've been able to connect with my peers and act as a mentor in ways that I never even imagined, which is contributing to me thinking a little bit more about my future past having a law degree. Most importantly, Wayne State has always supported me, not just as a student, but as a person. So for all of the counselors that are in this room, when you get students that are considering their next step, please let them know this. The school that they might think they know everything about could be the place where they relight and make their spark thrive, just like I did. Thank you.
I'd now like to introduce an additional student ambassador, Danayas Galvez, a Wayne State University student majoring in early childhood and elementary education with a co-major in the Honors College. Following graduation, she plans to pursue a Master's of Education in Teaching and Learning with a concentration in early childhood at Wayne State, with a goal of becoming a kindergarten teacher. On campus, she serves as a success partner with Warrior 360, is a trainee in the Success for Undergraduate Students in Graduate Education program, representing the College of Education as a student ambassador, and is an active member of Sigma Lambda Gamma National Sorority. She is a proud graduate of Cass Tech High School and is a lifelong student of the Detroit Public School Community District. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Galvez.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Denisa Galaviz, and I'm a senior who will be graduating in May. And yes, for my whole entire life, I have attended DPSCD schools. In elementary, I went to Bennett Elementary. In middle school, I went to Clifford Academy. And then last but not least, I went to Cass Tech. I'm the youngest out of 4 siblings, and growing up, school has always been important to my family as I am technically first gen. My mother did graduate from high school, and my father stopped at elementary school. So academics was pretty big. Their number one dream was for every single one of us to graduate, which we all did from Cass Tech, by the way. But as we got into college, I was class of 2022, so COVID was a big thing, and I sort of did lose motivation as to what I wanted to do in my future, and I did want to do it, but I wasn't sure of how and like where I was gonna go. So I only applied to 3 schools because I wasn't really feeling it at the time. And for all 3 schools I did get into, thankfully. But when it was time to pick where I wanted to go, I always knew I did want to stay in Detroit. I'm a commuter, so I do live at home. So I still have to try to stay away from my family. But so when it came down to it, I did also have a sibling attending Wayne State at the time, my older sister. And I was thinking of just following in her footsteps because why not? But as I attended Wayne State and I started getting involved my sophomore year, I really did feel like this school was for me. Obviously in high school, they talk about college this, college that. And yes, it's very much important, but I didn't really feel like, how am I gonna fit in? What am I gonna do there? And when it came down to picking my major, I honestly never changed my major, thankfully, but just picking it was very, very hard. And I've always wanted to be a teacher. And thankfully at Cass Tech with the curriculum and you get to pick, I got to see this is what I want to do and this is how I'm going to do it. But it was just a lot. And thankfully, because I am part of the Detroit Promise, I will be graduating debt-free. And yes. So if it weren't for that, I don't think I would have went to school, because loans and things like that, you don't really know how it will impact you in the later life. But because of this, I really think always having an automatic, you're going to get into here makes it so much easier, because if the student didn't have a choice and they're like, well, I don't want to apply because I don't think I'm going to get anywhere. Yes, you will. There always is going to be a place for you, and you just have to find it and navigate your life, which thankfully I've been able to do. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Lori M. Lazan-Clayball and Miss Alicia Merriweather to come forward for the celebratory signing of the Warriors on the Rise partnership. As we conclude today's event, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who made this celebration possible. To the district counselors, thank you for the critical role you play in guiding and supporting students every day. To our partners at the Detroit Regional Chamber, the Detroit College Access Network, and the Michigan College Access Network, we are grateful for your steadfast commitment to expanding educational opportunities across our city and state. I also want to thank the many members of the Wayne State University community who came together to bring Warriors on the Rise to life. So lastly, this partnership represents a shared commitment to opening doors and creating seamless pathways for students. And your presence today affirms the power of collaboration. Thank you, and we look forward to continuing this work together.